The Mashup Mania event brings 5 limited edition troops and an epic piece of equipment for your Grand Warden. I will tell you everything you need to know, including how to best spend your medals and how to use the troops. You will unlock them from the event track, but when you first log in, you will be greeted by the Gothic Apprentice Builder. I found a big old creepy statue in the woods, perfect for our spooky creations. But if you ask me, I think this might actually be haunted. Why? Well, when I touched it, it gave me this glooming new look. And it unleashed sour elixir and spooky troops everywhere. Maybe we can fix this. Raid villagers to collect sour elixir and put it back in the statue to earn Mashup Medals. You can then trade these in the trader shop. Let's clean up this mess and put that sour elixir back where it belongs. So the decoration for this event is the dragon head statue, and you can collect sour elixir from here each day, but you will actually get 100 when you first start. Once you enter into the Mashup Mania event, it will give you a little introduction in that of attacking multiplayer bases to collect the sour elixir, to unlock the temporary troops, and earn medals for the trader shop. Now, the first 100 sour elixir will actually be enough to unlock you the Lavaloon troop, and I will go over all 5 of the troops and exactly how you should use them. The Lavaloon is my personal favorite as last year's event. As you earn more sour elixir though, this is where you progress through the event track to unlock more rewards. Out in multiplayer battles, the sour elixir will be placed into 3 random buildings. When the event starts, this will be 100 sour elixir per building, so you can gain up to 300 per attack. There is a 15% bonus to this if you are in Legends League, since you are limited to only 8 attacks per day, but the amount of sour elixir will also scale up through the event, so you can complete it much faster towards the end than you can at the start. You just don't have the limited edition troops for as long if you go that route. The second limited edition troop you unlock on the event track is the brand new for this year, Ice Minion at 1,000 points. And you can actually get this straight away if you purchase the event pass, because it comes with 1,000 bonus points. If you are purchasing this, remember you can press the C and enter a content creator's code beforehand to support our channels. My code is Judo and it is very much appreciated. You can also purchase it on the Supercell store to earn extra in-game items. The third limited edition troop you unlock at 2,000 sour elixir in that of the Barcher. You then get the Witch Golem at 3,000, and you will gain all of these troops pretty quick because the Hog Wizard only requires 4,000 sour elixir. You then need an extra 12,000 sour elixir, so 16,000 in total, to get to the end of the track and claim your Hydra headstone decoration. Obviously, you can get all of the items en route as well, which means from a free-to-play perspective, you can get the Hydra headstone limited edition troops, a 30% training discount, 3,100 mashup medals, 5,000 shiny ore, and 400 glowy ore. When you do purchase the event pass, you get that bonus sour elixir, but mainly you're getting it for the extra 5,500 mashup medals, 600 glowy ore, and 80 starry ore, which will help you in upgrading your new epic equipment. Before we discuss what to get in the trader shop, just know that there is a bonus track as well, so even as a free-to-play player, you can gain up to an extra 650 mashup medals. You will require 8,000 sour elixir in the bonus track to get all of that, so as a free-to-play player, you can get up to 3,750 mashup medals. The epic piece of equipment in this event for 3,100 medals is the Lavaloon Puppet. Should you purchase this Lavaloon Puppet, it will be tied to your account, so once you do unlock the Grand Warden, you will be able to use it. And whilst it spawns the limited edition Lavaloon troops, it will be a permanent piece of equipment, so should you love the Lavaloon troop, you can use it all year round in conjunction with the Grand Warden. Needless to say, I always just recommend getting the epic piece of equipment so you don't have to spend gems getting it later down the line. From here, with your remaining medals, It's a little bit of what you require. Should you have purchased the event pass, you have an extra 5,500 medals, and I will personally be getting the limited edition decorations. I'll quickly show you the bubble boil cauldron and the jailbroken box now, in case you do want to get any of those. However, for most players, I would recommend spending the rest of your medals on ore. It really depends on what it is you require for the upgrades you're currently working on as to whether you get the shiny, glowy, or starry ore. You will have until November the 3rd to purchase this because the Mashup Mania event will go on until the end of the month, and the trader shop always stays open for 2 extra days just so you can spend any medals that you have. Should you begin upgrading the Lavaloon Puppet equipment, know that you will get a significant increase in stats every 3 levels. At level 3 and 6, this is an increase to the Lavaloon troop itself. However, at only level 9, you will gain the 2nd Lavaloon unit. And this is the maximum you can spawn with this piece of equipment. From there on out, you will just be increasing the level of those Lavaloon troops and the hero boost stats as well, because they are applied to your Grand Warden throughout the entire attack. It is nice to get different options for our heroes, but if you do not have the other Warden equipment maxed, then I would focus on upgrading those first, because I feel they are more versatile than the Lavaloon. But the troops we get with this event are way more powerful. Starting with the Barcher, this is a combination of the Barbarian and Archer, but since this event is unlocked from Town Hall 6 and above, it gives you a perfect farming strategy for lower level as well, because for the first 5 seconds of deployment, this troop is invisible. So you can easily snipe collectors on the outside of the base, and it is only 3 troop capacity. For all of the troops, I will compare stats at the highest Town Hall level, but just know they scale based on your Town Hall level anyways. Whilst if you were to take the hit points and damage per second of a Barbarian, add that to the Archer, this would come out roughly the same. You get that 5 seconds of invisibility, which is more than worth that extra troop capacity, because even at higher level, you can use these to snipe off defenses towards the perimeter of the base, which not only removes incoming DPS, but can also be used to set up pathing for your main attack. Remember that limited edition troops cannot be donated though, so you will be unable to use any of these inside a siege machine. Moving to the Hog Wizard, this has more hit points than a Hog Rider and deals more damage than the Wizard. Whilst the stats aren't a direct combination of adding the Hog Rider and Wizard hit points or DPS together, it is more a blend of what both troops offers, and the housing space is representative of that as well at 7. So an advantage being with greater hit points, you have a little bit more grace when it comes to healing spells and making sure the Hog Wizards don't instantly go down to high splash damage areas, but it's also a ranged troop, so it can start dealing damage faster. And also, should you have flexible spells such as an invisibility spell, you could use that with the Hog Wizards as well. As you'll see from the introduction video, sometimes with Hog Riders, skeletons can be tricky. However, the Hog Wizard has an aura damage which will gradually take out those skeletons, so they're not just constantly attacking your defense targeting troops. When it comes to strategy of this troop, the principles are similar to when you use Hog Riders, and again, this strategy can be adapted to any Town Hall level, but I like to have a strong hero push into the Town Hall at higher levels, so you take it out if it's a defense, or just major defensive areas at lower levels. Once you've done this, you can use the Battle Drill or Flame Flinger to the opposite flank and send the Hog Wizards through the middle with your Grand Warden. The Eternal Tome, Healing Tome is often good for this, and obviously you can support with your healing or rage spells as well. Moving to the Witch Golem though, this is personally my second favorite troop of the event. It has 9,200 hit points at the maximum level and deals 950 damage when destroyed. This is exactly the same as the Golem at maximum level. However, since the Golem is only 30 housing space and the Witch Golem is 41, that's where we're bringing in the power of the Witch as well. So it has a much greater damage per second in that of 260. This is actually larger than that of a Witch, and it also spawns way more units as well. So you will have a lot more skeletons running through the base to distract those single target infernos, the monolith.
But also, when the Witch Golem goes down, at maximum level, it will spawn 4 big boys.
You might be familiar with these if you use the Super Witch troop, but they have 5,000 hit points and 450 damage per second each. So with all of these units, you get a massive amount of hit points and damage from the Witch Golem. In terms of strategy for this one, it's very similar to the mass witch attacks, where you are creating a line of Witch Golems. I do like to put one with just a couple of super archers on either flank to try and create a funnel so that most of your troops go into the center. That is where you're going to be deploying your heroes, and the log launcher preferably for this one as well. Should you put the earthquake boots on the Barbarian King, this can open up even more compartments for the Witch Golems to move through, and you can be very flexible on the spells that you take because you have so many units moving through the base. It's all about trying to make sure you get your heroes into the center and opening up as much access as possible. Moving to the Ice Minion, this is new for this year's event. Last time with Mashup Madness, we just had the 4 other troops, but this one is like the Barcher in that of a small troop. It only is 4 housing space. Since this is twice the amount of a minion, it does have significantly more hit points and damage per second, but taking the concept from the Ice Golem, it also freezes defenses when it's destroyed. This is only for 2.5 seconds, whereas an Ice Golem is 8.5. However, sometimes that's all you need to reset a single target inferno, and since you can take so many more of them, since they're only 4 housing space, then you can be freezing defenses quite a lot. Keep in mind as well that the freeze radius is also reduced when it comes to the Ice Minion. It also appears that the Ice Minion has a frost effect, slowing down the defense as it's attacking it. For its use case though, I like to use it in combination with the final limited edition troop, the Lavaloon. This is your mixture of the Lava Hound, which does have 8,000 hit points at maximum level this time around. The Lavaloon only has 5,100. Even last year, after it had got nerfed, it had 5,265. The housing space of this is 23, so not quite as high as the Hound itself, but because you combine that with the massive damage that you can gain from a balloon, this is super powerful. And even if I think there will be good variety across the Halloween troops this time around, it's still my favorite. So this is how I like to use it. Knowing that the Lavaloon troop acts much like the Lava Hound and will move to the closest air defense, you want to remove 3 of them from the base and leave just 1 standing. Unlike the previous Halloween event, we now have hero equipment in that you can use your giant arrow from the Archer Queen to remove 1 or 2 of them. Lightning spells are brilliant for this as well though, and generally across all Town Hall levels, it takes 3 lightning spells to take down an air defense. So you're going to take out another 1 or 2 with lightning spells, but make sure you have 3 lightning spells left over alongside that far air defense. You're essentially sending your heroes down the flanks with the Lavaloon troop moving through the center and ice minions behind. I like to use an early Warden ability with the Eternal Tome, and I was getting similar results with either the Healing Tome or the Rage Gem. 2 rage spells side by side over the core of the base, but once you get to the heavy damage area, use those 3 remaining lightning spells to take down the far side air defense, so the Lavaloons then spread from this point, since they will then go to the closest defense. Remember, even before you take out that far side air defense and the Lavaloons are traveling to it, they're still doing damage to the defenses en route. You can be very flexible on how you adapt this as well. You could use a Flame Flinger if there's an area of the base vulnerable, or to keep it simple, I would just use a Stone Slammer merged in with the Lavaloon troops, and your Royal Champion try and reinforce from one of the flanks to sideswipe alongside the Lavaloon troops. It was my favorite strategy last time, it still works very well this time, and I find it the most fun, which is what this event is all about. All of the troops are powerful, so you'll be able to get any of them to work. Let me know how you plan to use them though. YouTube has a recommended video of mine for you right here, which they think you will like. I'm sure you will. Have a good day.